In this screencast, I'm going to demonstrate how the initial proof of concept for easy access to OpenEHR systems, something we're calling OpenEHR Jumper, is enabled on a REPL system. The REPL system I'm using is connected to and federates information between two OpenEHR systems. One's a Moran system and the other's an EthosYS system. The initial proof of concept works against the Moran system, but the next version will be designed to work against both. So the REPL system here doesn't have OpenEHR Jumper installed yet, so I'll show you how that's done. It involves running a command line script, actually a node.js based one. So I first start up what's called the node.js REPL, first making sure I'm in the correct directory. It's this queued one that I need. Entering node will start the REPL, which is the interactive node.js command line shell. So now I load the Jumper module, and you'll see that it's warning me that nothing has yet been set up. So now I'll start the script, and it tells me it will allow me to create and maintain a special folder in my REPL system. Now over here in this window, you can see the current folder structure of the REPL system on the server I'm using. In particular this one, headings, which contains all the information we've needed in the past for accessing each clinical heading, such as allergies, medications, problems, and so on, making use of handcrafted AQL and flat JSON definitions for each one. OpenEHR Jumper will instead allow this handcrafted code to be dispensed with, and for it all to be automated. So let's now see how that happens. Let's go back to that script, and you'll see that it's asking me for an OpenEHR template name. I'm going to specify the allergies template that we use, and that's this one, IDCR Adverse Reaction List v1. And now you can see that it's wanting to know the name of a corresponding file resource. In this case, it's this one, Allergy Intolerance. And finally, it's asking for a name that we'll use in REPL to refer to this heading. I'll just say allergies. And so, okay, you can see that it's done a bunch of stuff and told me that it's done. If we look at our folder structure again and refresh the display, you'll now see this folder, Jumper, has appeared. Let's take a quick look inside it. You'll see that it's essentially added a new Node.js module that contains a variety of configuration and lookup JSON files, along with this folder for allergies. And if we look inside it, you'll see it contains a number of JSON files too. Let's have a quick look at one of them. And you can see that currently they don't contain much. It's really just bare bones boilerplate stuff that would apply to any heading, not specifically allergies. But the script has created everything needed for the next step to work. From here on, we can do everything using REST requests, which can now be understood and actioned by our REPL system. So now I'm going to use a REST client. I'm using this one, Advanced REST Client, but Postman or something similar would also work. The first thing I need to do is run an initialize request, which establishes a session on the REPL server. You can see we've got a token back, and I'm going to copy that. And now I'm going to run this request, which will fetch something called a web template from our Moran system, specifically for our IDCR Adverse Reaction List template. Now I need to update this authorization header value with the token that I just copied. Click send, and behind the scenes it's processed the web template document and created a set of information actually within the queued database on the REPL server, which is what it can then use to automate access to the template data. You can see that database document here. What it contains is information extracted from the web template, which is reformatted and indexed to optimize its use at runtime. And if we look at the Jumper directory and refresh it, we'll find a few more files that have been created in here too, including this JSON schema file, which has been constructed from the metadata in the web template document and which can be used to automate validation when entering a new allergy record. Okay, so that's it. We're all set now to use this information. To see it in operation, watch my other screencast, which is here. Here's the link. And otherwise, that's a quick summary of how the initial Jumper proof of concept has been designed and how you set it up in operation. The next version of Jumper will probably be somewhat different in its operation and integration with Ripple, but under the covers it'll retain most of the mechanics and moving parts that I've shown.